Breaking news! The Las Vegas Raiders are heating up the field before the season even begins. Minicamp is underway, and something big is brewing in Raider Nation. Key position battles are unfolding, and jobs are on the line. Who will rise? Who will fall? Stick with us because what's happening right now inside that Raiders facility could shake up the entire depth chart. Before we dive into the latest updates, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss a moment of Raiders news. Trust me, you'll want to stay locked in. Let's get into the new developments. Raider Nation, big changes might be coming to the silver and black, and it all starts at minicamp. This is where the real competition begins. Young players, veterans, rookies, they're all fighting for a spot on the final 53-man roster. Today, we're going to count down the top 10 position battles happening at Raiders minicamp that every fan should be watching. Let's kick things off with number 10. The battle for the backup quarterback spot. There's no debate over who the starter is. That job belongs to Gardner Minshew. But behind him, there's a real fight brewing. Aiden O'Connell, last year's promising rookie, is being pushed by undrafted newcomer Cam Miller. Now, on the surface, O'Connell might seem like the favorite. He knows the system, he has experience, and he's already shown flashes of potential. But don't count out Miller just yet. This kid comes from North Dakota State, where he started for 4 years and led like a pro. Even though he's new to the NFL, Miller's football IQ is turning heads. He reads defenses like a veteran and shows real poise under pressure, something rare in rookies. This battle is far from over. If Miller continues to impress, the Raiders might face a tough decision. Could he actually steal the QB2 spot from O'Connell? That's what makes this competition so exciting. Now, let's move to battle number 9, the fight for the 5th linebacker spot. The top 2 spots are basically locked in. Robert Spillane and Divine Diablo are expected to lead the linebacker room. But behind them, the competition is wide open. The Raiders will likely keep 5 linebackers on the final roster. That means just 3 backup spots are up for grabs, and several hungry players are chasing them. The names to watch: rookie Cody Lindenberg, Tommy Eichenberg, Jaylon Smith, Amari Burney, Matt Jones, and Michael Barrett. That's a crowded group, and all of them bring something different to the table. Lindenberg, drafted this year, will probably have an edge due to his draft status. But don't overlook Amari Burney, an undrafted player with serious upside. He's fast, aggressive, and plays like every down could be his last. Jaylon Smith, a former starter in the league, brings experience, but he'll need to prove he still has enough in the tank to make this roster. It's a battle full of youth, speed, and intensity. And with so much talent in the room, this linebacker group might be the toughest call the coaches have to make. If you think the Raiders are set on defense, think again. Competition is raging at minicamp, and it's clear that no job is safe, especially for those fighting for a spot at the bottom of the depth chart. Let's jump into position battle number 8, edge rusher number 4. We already know the top 3. Max Crosby, the heart and soul of the defense, leads the way. Behind him, Malcolm Kuntz and Tyree Wilson bring speed and power to the outside. But who grabs that 4th edge rusher role? It's a crowded field, and the fight is on. Charles Snowden and Andre Carter are early front runners. Both have shown flashes and have the size to hold their ground on the edge. But don't count out Jafari Harvey, a young, hungry player who's been making noise in practice. And keep an eye on Jahar Joyner, an undrafted rookie who's turning heads with his energy and motor. Under defensive coordinator Patrick Graham and defensive line coach Rob Leonard, the Raiders have proven they can develop raw talent. That means anyone in this group has a shot, if they can prove they belong. The Raiders are known for building through defense, and this 4th edge spot might just go to the guy who wants it most. Now to battle number 7, the fight for safety number 3. This one is flying under the radar but could have major consequences for the secondary. Isaiah Polamau and Jeremy Chin have locked down the top 2 safety spots. They're athletic, smart, and already gaining the trust of the coaching staff. But that 3rd spot? It's wide open. This position matters more than ever. With today's NFL offenses, defenses often use extra safeties in nickel packages. That means the third safety isn't just a backup, he's going to see the field. A lot. Several names are in the mix: Lonnie Johnson Jr., Trey Taylor, Thomas Harper, and Chris Smith II. Each brings something different: range, physicality, or versatility. The key word here is trust. The Raiders need someone who can step in without hesitation and handle multiple roles, and the coaching staff is watching closely. There's a chance the Raiders could carry 5 safeties, especially if special teams value comes into play. But whoever claims that third spot is likely to become a key rotational piece in the defense. This isn't just about filling in the roster. This is about building a defense that can hold its ground against elite offenses. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked but most important positions on any defense: nickel cornerback. In today's NFL, where offenses love to spread the field, having a reliable nickel corner isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. And right now, the Raiders have a serious competition going on to fill that spot. At the moment, Darnay Holmes might seem like the favorite, but don't be so sure. He's got experience, but the battle for nickel corner is wide open, and it includes more than just traditional cornerbacks. The coaching staff is experimenting. They're looking at versatile players, especially safeties who can move down and cover the slot. That means names like Thomas Harper, Trey Taylor, and Lonnie Johnson Jr. are all in the mix. These guys bring flexibility, toughness, and the ability to match up against quick slot receivers or tight ends over the middle. And then there's the wild card scenario. What if one of the Raiders' main corners shifts inside? Could Jacorian Bennett move to nickel to use his speed and physicality in tighter coverage? What about Eric Stokes, who has the agility to mirror receivers in space? Even Darian Porter and Cameron Richardson, though primarily outside corners, could be considered if they flash during camp. This competition is more than just finding a nickel. It's about identifying who can adapt in a defense that needs flexibility to survive in today's game. The Raiders' secondary is full of unknowns, and the nickel spot is right at the heart of that mystery. Every rep in practice will matter. Every mistake could cost someone their job. And whoever wins the nickel corner spot could quietly become one of the most valuable pieces in this defense. Let's jump into the trenches, where battles are being fought on every snap. At defensive tackle, the top 2 spots are already locked down. Christian Wilkins and Adam Butler have proven themselves. They're the anchors. But that third spot? It's up for grabs, and it's more important than it sounds. In Patrick Graham's defensive scheme, the Raiders like to run with heavy fronts, sometimes putting 5 defensive linemen on the field. That means the third defensive tackle won't just be a backup. He'll be part of the rotation. He'll be counted on in key situations, especially against the run and on third downs. Names to watch: Tonka Hemingway, Leki Fotu, J.J. Pegues, and Jonah Laulu are all right in the middle of this fight. None of them are guaranteed anything, and every rep in camp will matter. This spot could go to the guy who plays the most physical, stays disciplined, and shows he can hold the line when it counts. It's a gritty role, but an essential one. Now, shifting to the other side of the ball, things are heating up fast at wide receiver. We already know Jacoby Myers holds down the WR2 spot behind Devontae Adams, but right behind him is a fierce battle for WR3. Trey Tucker has been fast, explosive, and confident. A lot of fans already see him as the next man up, but don't forget the names Tommy Mellott and Dante Thornton Jr. These 2 receivers have been quietly making noise during camp. Mellott brings versatility and toughness, while Thornton has the kind of size and speed combo that turns heads. Here's what makes this battle exciting. It's not just about who runs the cleanest routes. It's about chemistry with the quarterback. It's about showing up in key moments. It's about proving you can be trusted when the game is on the line. Both the trenches and the receiver room are packed with talent, but there's limited room on the final roster. Which names will rise? Which ones will fade out? One thing's for sure, this Raiders camp isn't short on competition. Now, we're diving into two of the most physical and unpredictable battles happening at Raiders camp, spots that could shape the identity of both the defense and offense. Let's begin on defense. The linebacker position next to Robert Spillane is still wide open. Everyone knows Spillane is the tone setter, the anchor. But the guy lining up beside him? That role is still up for grabs, and it matters. Devin White, the flashy new addition, brings speed and explosiveness. But will that be enough to earn a full-time role? White thrives when he's unleashed, flying around the field on third downs. But this defense needs someone next to Spillane who can also stay disciplined, take smart angles, and hold up in coverage. That's where guys like Tommy Eichenberg, Amari Gaynor, and Cody Lindenberg enter the picture. Eichenberg is known for his football IQ and sure tackling. Gaynor brings athleticism and versatility. Lindenberg has quietly shown he can do a bit of everything. It's a battle that will come down to consistency, instincts, and who the coaching staff believes can truly complement Spillane across every down. Even Jaylon Smith has made things interesting with a strong showing in OTAs. He's not being handed anything, but don't count him out just yet. Now, flip the script. On offense, the war in the trenches is heating up at left guard. This one is personal. There's pride involved. With Colton Miller, Jackson Powers-Johnson, Alex Kappa, and DJ Glaze likely to secure spots across the line, the left guard job is the last remaining puzzle piece. And Dylan Parham and Jordan Meredith are going all in for it. Parham has the experience, but Meredith has been gaining traction with solid technique and surprising power. Both know that this spot is more than just a starting job. It's a chance to be part of something bigger. The Raiders are rebuilding their identity in the trenches, and whoever wins this spot will be part of that foundation. And let's be clear, this battle matters. With the team looking to establish a physical run game and protect their quarterback, the left guard must be tough, reliable, and ready to dominate the man across from him. These two battles, one on defense, one on offense, are pure football. Toughness, competition, and opportunity collide. And yet, we're not even done. The number one position battle? That's coming up next. If there's one position group in Raiders camp that's absolutely bursting with tension, it's the cornerback room. The competition here is razor thin. It's aggressive, and it's going to come down to the wire. Last year, Jacorian Bennett emerged as one of the brightest young defenders on the team. He played with grit, speed, and confidence, more than holding his own when tested. But now, nothing is guaranteed. Eric Stokes and Darian Porter have been getting most of the first-team reps this offseason, while Bennett continues to recover from last season's injury. That might seem like a red flag, but don't write him off just yet. Not when he played better than several veterans last year. The truth is this: Stokes, Porter, and Bennett are the top three corners on this roster, but only two will start, and that choice will define the Raiders' defensive identity. Do you go with Porter and Stokes, who've looked sharp and consistent in early reps? Do you trust the explosive upside of Bennett, pairing him with either of the two? The coaches face a difficult decision, because all three have starter-level talent, and none of them want to be on the sidelines. If you're building a defense that needs to survive in the AFC, where the quarterback play is relentless and the receivers are explosive, these cornerbacks must be more than solid. They have to be elite. So who's ready? That's the million-dollar question. But the cornerback battle is just the tip of the iceberg. All across the roster, the undercard battles are just as intriguing. Battles that could reshape the depth chart and define the heart of this team. The running back 4 spot is wide open, with Dylan Lobb and Zamir White in a quiet but important duel. Wide receiver depth is being tested too. Alex Bachman, Colin Johnson, and even Kyle Phillips are fighting to be the next man up behind the top trio. On the offensive line, the 9th spot is up for grabs. Names like Dalton Wagner, Thayer Munford, and Parker Clement are grinding every day to stick. At tight end, Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer are locks. But who earns that 3rd slot? It's a mystery, and nobody's safe. At cornerback 4, Cameron Richardson is a strong contender. But whoever doesn't start among Stokes, Bennett, and Porter may slide down here too. And finally, the safety room is stacked. The top 4 are likely locked in, but if the Raiders keep 5, that final spot could go to Lonnie Johnson Jr., Chris Smith, Thomas Harper, or even Trey Taylor. That's a battle worth watching. With new leadership at the helm, General Manager Tom Telesco and head coach Antonio Pierce, nothing is promised. Everyone is earning their job day by day. And for fans, this might be the most exciting Raiders camp in years. Stay locked in, because the fire inside these battles is just beginning to burn.